Good morning. Good morning. This is Charles Coachman, and we are walking our way through the Bible, reading our way through Proverbs, and then venturing into the New Testament, reading Luke. Hope everyone had a great weekend. Plenty of football. Hope everyone's favorite team won, although I know that not every team did what they thought they were going to do. And then we had a bad injury yesterday afternoon. But I know that none of us here were out playing football. So again, I hope you had a great weekend. Hey, let's take a quick look. I like to do the shout outs real quickly. And let's see, there are two birthday shout outs. We have one that was young lady that I went to school with when I went to College Park, who I haven't seen in many, many years since her days at Sac State. And that would be Jennifer Pazanson Labarth. And Jennifer, happy birthday to you. Hope everything is well. I know that Jennifer had a son that became a police officer a couple of years back. So I hope that everything is going well there. And I just wish you a very happy birthday. And the second is my office team leader. He has been our team leader for the past few years and has done a great job. And that is over at Keller Williams, Silicon Valley in Campbell. And Rob Ross, happy birthday to you. Wishing you nothing but good times today and then all throughout the future. And that would be for both of you. And if your birthday's not up there, well, we're not friends on Facebook, or you just don't like to share your birthday, but we're going to celebrate you anyway. So happy birthday to you all. Enjoy your days. All right. It is Monday, January 18th. It's also Martin Luther King Day. And it's throughout the nation, it's a day of giving a helping hand to somebody. So if you have an opportunity, why not do that? Go out and pitch in your community. So it's a good day to remember Martin Luther King and what he has meant to our society and actually throughout the world. Now, I was too young to know exactly what was going on in 1963 and from 63 to 68 and all the movements that he helped create. But not too young to remember that his life made a difference. And he helped to change the world. So Martin Luther King, rest in peace, and thank you for all that you did. Okay, it looks like we are going to be reading the book of Proverbs, chapter 18, 1 through 24, and then Luke 9, 28 through 45. And then, as always, on Mondays and Fridays, we read Ephesians 6, 10 through 18. And that is about putting on the full armor of God. So we've got a couple messages here. Check these out real quick. Hey, Kathy, good morning to you. Good morning. Look at that beautiful little face there. Good morning. Gloria Brown, good morning. I hope that you are doing well. I hope that you had a great weekend. Good morning, Scott. I I wish I was feeling better. I had a difficult weekend, but I got up. It was I'm gonna have to go to the doctors and have them check out my back and try and get through this. It's sometimes it's a bummer, but I've had back problems for a bunch of years, and this one has gotten a little away from me. And but I still helped my wife do a few things yesterday, and then we finished by picking our orange tree, which was just absolutely loaded. And I just said we can't wait any longer. So let's get out there and get that done. And our whole counter is loaded with oranges right now. So now we're gonna have to bag them up and send them over to neighbors. Take care of everybody. Our good deed, although this year she'll be walking them around. Okay, let's pop on in here. Again, I hope everyone had a great weekend and you are looking forward to today, because that's what it's all about. One day at a time. Contrast the upright and the wicked. He who seeks himself seeks his own desire. He quarrels against all sound wisdom. A fool does not delight in understanding, but only in revealing his own mind. When a wicked man comes, contempt also comes, and with dishonor comes scorn. The words of a man's mouth are deep waters. The fountain of wisdom is a bubbling brook. To show partiality to the wicked is not good, nor to thrust aside the righteous in judgment. A fool's lip brings strife, and his mouth calls for blows. A fool's mouth is his ruin, and his lips are the snare of his soul. The words of a whisperer are like dainty morsels, and they go down into the innermost parts of the body. He also who is slack in his work is brother to him who destroys. The name of the Lord is a strong tower. The righteous runs into it and is safe. A rich man's wealth is a strong city, and like a high wall in his own imagination. Before the destruction, the heart of man is haughty, but humility goes before honor. He who gives an answer before he hears, it is folly and shame to him. The spirit of a man can endure his sickness, but as for a broken spirit, who can bear it? The mind of the prudent acquires knowledge, and the ear of the wise seeks knowledge. A man's gift makes room for him and brings him before great men. The first to plead his case seems right until another comes and examines it. The cast lots put an end to strife and decides between the mighty ones. A brother is offended is harder to be won than a strong city, and contentions are like the bars of a citadel. With the fruit of a man's mouth, his stomach will be satisfied. He will be satisfied with the product of his lips. Death and life are in the power of the tongue, and those who love it will eat its fruit. He who finds a wife finds a good thing and obtains favor from the Lord. The poor man utters supplications, but the rich man answers roughly. A man of too many friends comes to ruin, but there is a friend who sticks closer than a brother. So again, here we are building the foundation, telling us what to do, what is right. Don't let your mouth get you in trouble. Seal those lips. Don't let them lock you away. Don't let them cause you more problems. The mind of the prudent acquires knowledge, and the ear of the wise seeks knowledge. And there was one more that I wanted to read, but we just want to make sure that we understand that we are seeking wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. The words of a man's mouth are deep waters. The fountain of wisdom is a bubbling brook. We want to make sure we are not saying things. We are not speaking out of line. We are not speaking out of turn. We are doing the best that we can, and we are being honest and speaking wisdom and about knowledge and understanding. Doing the best that we can in this world each and every day. Each and every day. You know, there's a lot that's going on right now. There's a lot of sad things that are happening. There's great things that are going on. Here we are getting ready for a peaceful transformation of power in Washington, D.C. And right now is a good time for maybe some of us to back up a little bit, take a good look at what's happening, and say, let's do what's the best for our country. That's wisdom. That's knowledge. That's understanding. Let's get that done. That doesn't mean that we don't stop looking to make things better. It just means that, hey, we are a good country and we are going to do the right things and let our country move forward. Let us keep moving forward. Doing the best things for a majority of us and just keep pushing away. Hey, let's do the right things. And this day, I think, probably stands out more than a lot. This should be a day of outright peace, thinking about all the struggles that have went on in the past. For the Black men and women, African American families, all that they have went through. Here was one of many, many great leaders, and he was taken away far too soon. And we have to know that that wasn't right. And we have to think about what his vision was. What his vision was, and make it part of what our vision is for the future. Absorb it in. Absorb it in. Okay, we're going to Luke 9, the Transfiguration. Some 8 days after these sayings, he took along Peter, John, and James and went up on the mountain to pray. And while he was praying, the appearance of his face became different, and his clothing became white and gleaming. And behold, 2 men were talking with him, and they were Moses and Elijah, who appearing in glory were speaking of his departure, which he was about to accomplish at Jerusalem. Now Peter and his companions had been overcome with sleep, but when they were fully awake, they saw his glory and the 2 men standing with him. And as these were leaving him, Peter said to Jesus, "Master, is it good for us to be here? Let us make 3 tabernacles, one for you, one for Moses, and one for Elijah," not realizing what he was saying. While he was saying this, a cloud formed and began to overshadow them, and they were afraid as they entered the cloud. Then a voice came out of the cloud saying, "This is my son, my chosen one. Listen to him." And when the voice had spoken, Jesus was found alone, and they kept silent, reporting to no one in those days any of the things which had been seen. On the next day, when they came down from the mountain, a large crowd met him. And a man from the crowd shouted, "Teacher, I beg you, look at my son, for he is my only boy." And his spirit seizes him, and he suddenly screams, and it throws him into a convulsion with foaming at the mouth, and only with difficulty does it leave him, mauling him as it leaves. I begged your disciples to cast it out, and they could not. And Jesus answered and said, "You unbelieving and perverted generation, how long shall it be with you and put up with you? Bring your son here." While he was still approaching, the demon slammed him to the ground and threw him into convulsion. But Jesus rebuked the unclean spirit and healed the boy and gave him back to his father. And they were all amazed at the greatness of God. But while everyone is marveling at all he was doing, he said to his disciples, "Let these words sink into your ears, for the Son of Man is going to be delivered into the hands of men." But they did not understand this statement, and it was conceded from them so that they would not perceive it, and they were afraid to ask him about his statement. Let these words sink into your ears, for the Son of Man is going to be delivered into the hands of men. But they did not understand this statement, and it was concealed from them so they would not perceive it, and they were afraid to ask him about the statement. So we have just went and read about the transfiguration, the changing, and the words of God saying that he is very proud of his son. And now he is letting everybody know he will be delivered into the hands of men. And of course, one of those men that would help him be turned over was right there with him. The one that would turn his back on Jesus. So we know what's coming. Back then they didn't, but we've got a fairly good idea. Okay, as we start the work week, I like to always read about the armor of God, being ready, being on purpose each and every day, having yourself protected. Finally, be strong in the Lord and in the strength of his might. Put on the full armor of God so that you will be able to stand firm against the schemes of the devil. For our struggle is not against flesh and blood, but against the rulers, against the powers, against the world forces of this darkness, against the spiritual forces of wickedness. Against the spiritual forces, I'm thinking about something else, against the spiritual forces of wickedness in the heavenly places. Therefore, take up the full armor of God so that you will be able to resist in the evil day. And having done everything to stand firm, therefore, having girded your loins with truth, and having put on the breastplate of righteousness, and having shod your feet with the preparation of the gospel, in addition to all, taking up the shield of faith, with which you will be able to extinguish all the flaming arrows of the evil one, and take the helmet of salvation and the sword of the Spirit, which is the word of God. With all prayer and petition, pray at all times in the Spirit, and with this in view, be on the alert with all perseverance and petition for all the saints. Be ready each and every day when you get up. Thank God and cover yourself. Take a quick look here before we call it a day. Hey, good morning, Larry. Good morning to you. And saying hello to Mr. Scott. and good morning. So I wish everyone a terrific day. I hope that you go out and make it a day. Take some time to think about the life of Martin Luther King and what he actually meant to our country. And just by thinking about that, we'll set our minds in a better place. By taking some action, we'll make our world a better place. And that's all he said. Take peaceful action. Peaceful action. Have a great day. Look forward to seeing you all again tomorrow. Thank you for being here today. If you'd like to share this out, we'd love for you to do that. And we will see you again tomorrow as we will continue our walk through the Bible. Have a great day. Bye.